Ladies and gentlemen, fellow journalists, publishers, and all who believe in the value of good journalism, greetings of health and goodness from Jakarta, Indonesia. First and foremost, congratulations to the Society of Publishers in Asia on your Silver Jubilee. I look forward to your good work in the future. If the digital age revolution has taught us anything, it is that no one institution, no single media, no sole publisher can do it alone. If we are to bequeath a future for good journalism, we must work together to find the business model, the content platform, and delivery channel for the fourth estate in the 21st century. Journalism is arduous. Journalism is tedious. But as someone who started out as a beat reporter more than 30 years ago, then became an editor, and all the way now as CEO of the biggest news organization in the world's third greatest democracy, I also appreciate that journalism is about symbiosis. It is about synergy. Journalism is the Socratic intercourse with the public and the dialectic of teaching and learning. And I am glad to say that many of my mentors are here with you today. Reporters need editors, media outlets need publishers, democracy and freedom needs an informed electorate. And that electorate requires a thriving media environment and champions for a free press. Hence my point about all of us working together. That is why I am honored to have been asked by Editorial Committee Chair Madam Madeleine Lim to address the gathering of SOPA, an organization which has remained a bulwark for frontline reporting and a hub for responsible journalism across the region. But SOPA itself cannot do it alone. It needs support from within and without. That is why I also extend my appreciation to organizations such as Google News Initiative in their support for journalism excellence. It is apt that the first SOPA Award for Bahasa Indonesia news reporting should be held in a year when journalism in Indonesia is most needed. Now, chocolates and democracy are not words that are usually found in a sentence. But when millions of lovers around the world express their passion on Valentine's Day 2024, more than 205 million eligible Indonesians will be renewing their love for democracy by voting in the world's biggest single one-day election. And what do these Indonesians need before stepping into the voting booth? Well, I can tell you it's not chocolates, even though that might help. But what they really need is objective, responsible information. Like any emerging democracy, Indonesia will have its highs and lows in the tides of freedom. Yes, it could always be better, and we do aspire to always be. But overall, I would challenge anyone who claims that Indonesia is living under a restrictive media regime. My biggest fear is not issues of freedom per se, but that journalism in the end has become its own worst enemy by succumbing to the algorithm, deferring to the impetuousness of digital engagements, and watering down information without context to the point that it no longer elevates knowledge nor breeds wisdom for the voter. Legacy media considered itself to be gods of information. But what happens when the faithful find new deities in social media? Are legacy media to become the Greek gods that eventually become inopposite because mortals stop worshipping them? Still there, but irrelevant. Call me old-fashioned, but I stand in my belief that journalism at its core is about enriching a democracy, enriching society. Journalism is about enlightening, not dividing. And yes, journalism is a business too, but we at the corporate level of media should accept that emboldening society is part of the biggest dividend that we reap. Journalism is not about acclaim. Trending tweets and viral TikToks are an ochlocracy, or the rule of the mob. Take out the D in the word democracy and you are left with an democracy, where feelings become paramount before the facts. I do not mean to ramble like an old man who doesn't have a social media account. But I come back to my original thesis. We need to work together. In the next phase of SOPA's work, I encourage empowering local grassroots journalism. The national media corporations are the battlegrounds for big business, but local media is where the future of journalism resides. That is why I appreciate and commend SOPA in recognizing the magnanimous work of 2023's awards nominees. Their submissions are examples of what journalism can achieve. Journalism, be it in print, broadcast, digital, or visual, is literature, and literature is art. Congratulations, nominees, for creating fine works of art. Let their work be an inspiration to all disciples of a free press. May the toil of these reporters generate empathy and awareness. Thank you, SOPA, for keeping journalism alive. Terima kasih.